in that right there. Yeah! Welcome to another episode of Artco Drone Solutions. Hey, it's a freestyle night. No guest set, but if anybody wants to come on, here is my email. Email me with your email address and I will send you the code and you can be on the show. I can only do one guest at a time for right now. So hopefully in the future I could have a panel just like on Canadian Drone Hub or Drone Effects with Claude, something like that. So welcome everybody. How's everybody doing? Hit that like button. Thank you. Whiz bang. Welcome to the show, Thomas O'Sullivan. And who else? Drone Worship, the Executioner. Hey, have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by. So there's going to be some changes here. Not much with the show itself, but my video editing. I'm going to try something totally different. I have another computer that I'm going to be using to do all my editing, and it's a Linux-based machine, so it's going to be really nice to have that. And I've downloaded or I've installed Open Shots video editing software. It looks like it's more powerful than Filmora is, so I'm gonna have fun playing around with that. I've got a video coming up where I did a product review for this gadget that attaches to the top of a Mavic Air, where you can put another GoPro camera on it. So I did a test on that last week. I was going to upload it, but I'm running out of hard drive space. For some reason, Filmora needs some space on the C drive. I think what it does, it puts temporary systems on there, temporary files on there. So I'm using Linux Mint. That's the distribution I'm using on my other machine, and it is an AMD A10, so I guess it's comparable to an i5 Intel processor, but from what I understand, it has a lot better graphics capability, so it'll be a lot of fun to play around with that with Linux and get that going on there. I've played around with Linux in the past, but it was so cumbersome and hard to install, and I just gave up on it. But fortunately, when I was going for my IT certification, I had to learn Unix, which really helped me with Linux. So I understand how Linux operates. It's a lot more streamlined than Windows, so things work a lot faster. And guess what? You don't have to buy any virus protection software, because I tried Ubuntu and I just kept having problems installing it on a system. So I went with Mint, which is fairly recent. It's really user friendly for new people to Linux, and it sets up really nice, and it's got a really nice desktop interface I like. It's very similar to Windows, and it comes with a lot of really neat software on it, and it's got its own version of Office, and from what I hear, it's not as good, but you know, I'm not going to be doing a lot of word processing or uh, data stuff on there. Yes, that's right. That's correct. So, excuse me. Uh, all right, I'm back. Uh, just having some issues with allergies today, and my nose is just running like crazy. So, uh, thanks for hanging in with me. Yeah, so far I like Linux. I found a hard drive that I thought was dead, but I found a neat little trick on YouTube. And what you do is you take your hard drive and you put it in a plastic bag and you put it in the freezer for a couple hours. And I guess what it does is it kind of gets the the searcher thing that goes across the platter. It keeps it kind of loosens that off so it's not sticking. So I did that, put it in a machine, and I put Linux on it. Linux found it and installed Linux on it, so I'm really happy about that. And that's going to go on to another PC. So I'm on vacation right now, so I've got a whole week and I'm going to be doing a lot of flying and some fishing. So we got some good guests coming up. We got Chris Hope is coming up on the 25th. Uh, no show next week. I'm going to be out of town again. I'm going to be doing some fishing down in Pueblo, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's what's going on with me. I'm going to be doing a lot of drone flying this week. We're going to finally have some really good weather here in the upper 70s and low 80s. So that's going to be really good. So and plus I'm going to try and do some early morning sunrise video. I'm going to do a live stream with my Mavic Air, and thanks to Greg Kunert from Oz by Drone, who had that video out on how to live stream for those people who have less than 1,000 hours, or not hours, but 1,000 subscribers. Lena Music, welcome to the show. All right, drone. Okay. All right, drone worship the executioner. I'm going to send you the code and I'll give you the setup. Okay. Alrighty, so drone worship, I just sent you an email, so you should have the information, and I will see you soon. So that's going to be great. We'll have a guest on here, and we'll find out more about drone worship, the executioner. Okay, we'll just wait momentarily. So it looks like DJI is coming out with a new action cam that's going to be a competitor to GoPro. So that'll be really interesting to see how that works and see what kind of quality that we get out of it, and see if it's waterproof, and I imagine it's going to have some really good quality in the video, and it's probably going to be 4K, and I imagine that parts of it will be made by Hasselblad, so I'll be interested to see what the quality comes out of it. And while we're waiting for drone worship, the executioner, to show up, and then we'll have some fun. We'll see. Okay, drone worship, the executioner. I sent you the link for this. Just type in vmixcall.com and then enter the code, and it should come up with a blue screen and a little box that says put your name in there, and then down below and ask for the code, and that code that I just sent you, you just put that in there, and boom, you'll be on. Alright, so let's see if that's working. No. So and that's how we do it here. When I have guests that come on to the show, it's really simple to do. RJSRC, welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by. Cool. So this is just a freestyle show. I want to wish all you guys happy Mother's Day tomorrow. Mr. Mike T. Man, he's the winner of the drone last week. Michael, how you like that drone? Is that drone, have you got it to fly yet? And one of the places that I want to fly around on my way down to Pueblo, I'm going to stop off in Rye, Colorado. There's a place called Bishop's Castle. So I'm going to go down there, and I'm going to see if I get permission to fly around there and get some really good photos and just a shot in the dark, RJS. Okay, we got the executioner. Now we could see your ceiling and the top of your head. So let's make sure that your mic is on. Alrighty, here we go. And welcome to the show.
What's going on, man? Can you hear me at all, Art?
Yes, I can. You sound great. And
Excellent. So, unfortunately, your system that you have going is really horrible for what I do.
okay.
Um, I can use it temporarily, but unfortunately, I can't really. While I'm at work, I can't be on my phone, which is why we prefer Google Hangouts because then you can use your
I
earpiece. But
see.
with this, you're extremely restricted. I have to leave my screen on my cell phone constantly. I can't put it to sleep and put it in my pocket and continue talking. So
Right.
that's why we all more gravitate towards Google Hangouts. So the
Okay.
options are much, you know. So, but
So
yeah, man, I can stay on here temporarily
that's
in this
fine.
situation.
Okay. So,
So Linux, let's talk Linux real quick. Art, I
okay.
am the Linux god. I
Oh,
have been
good.
writing coding with Linux for a very long time, and I got to tell you, um, there's a bunch of different versions of the i5 out there. You would want to do at least a fifth generation or better i5 processor,
Right.
and your hard drive that you were talking about is it's interesting the way that you put it in a fridge because you can actually solve a lot of your problems by just using a magnet over your old hard drive if you want it.
Yeah.
Um, the other side of that is, yeah, I think you'll find that if you take the computer you have right now and you look up what's called an SSD, a solid state driver,
Yes.
as opposed to an HD, which is a hard drive, it's a mechanical system versus a solid state.
Okay.
You will find that solid state is much faster than a standard hard drive. You can
And
pick them up on eBay for roughly around $100, and it will make your computer very snappy. Very snappy.
that's what I have right now. I have an SSD
Mm-hmm.
hard drive as my C drive, and then I have a
Right.
1 terabyte hard drive that it came with. And when I originally put Windows 7 on there, and then I was able to get the free version of Windows 10. And I've
Mm-hmm.
had this computer for about 3 years now, and just over time adding more software and stuff, uh, all the resources on C drive, it's eating up more and more hard drive space. And but what I did prior to the show is I uninstalled a lot of software that I wasn't using, and that seems to be helping right now.
You will find that if you are still running the Windows based stuff, you said are you dual boot? Are you running Windows and Linux on dual boot?
No, Linux is on another PC.
Okay. So here's the problem is that Windows 10 is a resource monster
Right,
and
that's
there's
what
nothing you can do about it.
yeah, and that's what I'm finding
It's
out
never
about.
yeah,
I with all
yeah, that's
the videos I've edited, and I just ran out of space, and I
yep.
had to move a lot of my projects over to another hard drive, and I've got a couple external drives that I'm using, and that seems to be helping a bit, and so for right now, it's just a temporary thing. The other machine, I'm going to dedicate that to just video editing, and this will be my uh, studio for the show. Uh, welcome to the show, 400 AGL. Mel, welcome to
Oh,
the
Mel
show.
Mel. Good old Mel Mel.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Oh, but I'm from Michigan, man.
All
Originally
right.
Elk Rapids, Michigan area,
Okay.
Traverse City, cherry capital of the world.
Yep, that's right. I used to live in Royal Oak and Troy, down there by Detroit, and
Oh yeah.
graduated from Royal Oak Kimball High School, and
Mm-hmm.
started off at Oakland County Community College, and then I moved back to Colorado, where I'm originally from. But back in my stand-up comedy days, I got a chance to work over Michigan, which was a real treat.
I remember we had this talk. You've actually been on my show on my channel. We had this talk about you being a comedian and traveling a lot.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Do you remember who I am, Art?
Did we meet?
I am Mr. I'm Mr. 3 million. Let's say that.
Okay.
You've actually been on my channel 3 times. I've had you in my live streams.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I remember every show almost.
Okay. So, now I'm not.
You kept calling me Mr. 3 million because you found out I had 3 million YouTube views on my channel.
Oh, okay. So, did you grow up in Traverse City area, or are you from?
I did grow up in. Well, I was born here in Florida, and then I was adopted in the Notasassa, Florida, and then my parents brought us to Michigan, where I spent the first 20 years of my life, and then the last 12 years of my life I came here. So I'm turning 32 now, so I've been here for 12 years back in Florida.
Great. So Michigan is a great state. If I wanted to, retire back there, there's a bunch of areas that I would just love. The Traverse City area is one of them because I love fishing, and now that I'm back into rock hounding, I could go look for agates, Petoskey stones, pudding stones, and the bluestone that they find around the Traverse City area.
Yeah, that was actually from the kiln that exploded.
Right.
And it was actually old coal is what it was. It was melted coal. And melted steel and coal mixture, which caused it to turn fluorescent blue, kind of. Really weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's. I'm surprised you know your history for sure, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So you might even know what a pasty is.
Pasty.
Pasty. It would be an Upper Peninsula, Mackinac City style food.
Nope. Nope. What is it? Is it a
pasties? Like think about a beef empanada, but instead of an empanada, think about it half the size of a football, and it goes on a plate, and it's actually more like a pot pie.
Oh, okay.
But it is that half moon shape, and it's made with like pot pie crust, and it's filled with just beef and ridiculously good stuff, and then they smother it with beef gravy.
Right.
And they bake it, and it's just absolutely phenomenal.
Sounds yummy.
Sounds like a fat guy vitamins.
Yeah. So, were you a nerd in school?
Was I a nerd in school? No, sir. I didn't become a nerd until I crashed my motorcycle. That's when I decided to get into drones, man.
Oh, cool. Great. And you seem to know a lot about computers, so you're a later in life nerd, you might say.
I've always dabbled with computers. I didn't get started in the drone scene until 2014.
Right.
So I've been messing with drones since at least 5 years now, somewhere roughly around 5 years. I didn't start my YouTube channel until 3 years ago. And then all of a sudden I kind of took off because of Hubson products, and now I'm pushing the realm of 10,000 subs and still going up from there. So.
Oh, wonderful. So, what kind of editing software are you using right now?
Believe it or not, every single video that is on my YouTube channel has been edited with my cell phone. I use Power Director for Android, but I use the premium cut version of it, so it's actually really, really, really good if you pay for the premium package. So
I know a few vloggers who do all of their videos on a cell phone, which
Yep.
is truly amazing how powerful cell phones have become and
Yep.
how the editing software is really caught up and really, uh, made it available for cell phones. Huh,
I mean,
great.
you have to understand that cell phones now, once they left quad core processor and became octa core processors with graphics processing units, cell phones became just as good as your average 2010 computer at that point. So you're basically running very decent editing software in 2010. Now, obviously that's 10 years ago, but cell phones have become that potent that they can run that style of editing if you find the right software.
Right.
But in this case we're using application based software, so
Mm-hmm.
it's a little different. But Power Director is extremely user friendly, and it has most of what you need for your average vlogger or reviewer channel to use it.
Right. Right. Oh, cool. Do you use any other cameras? Do you use like a GoPro type camera or a DLSR?
That's I do not use DSLR. I use nothing but GoPro systems.
Okay.
So all of my footage is always from GoPro or drones. Like my Bebop 2 has a standalone camera system.
Right. Right.
Uh, I shoot with mostly GoPro Hero 4s, GoPro Hero standards with Pro Tune settings on.
Right.
Um, I'm a big fan of GoPro myself, so I do purchase their products. I think they're pretty hard to beat.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I've got a pair of uh, GoPro Hero 4s, or not 4s, but 3 pluses. I've got the
mm-hmm.
silver and the black, and
Nice.
I love them.
Yeah.
And then I have this camera that I use for kind of when I do my vlogging or with my
Mm-hmm.
green screen over here. And I mean, it's a cheap knockoff of the Canon and the Nikon. And it's got the viewfinder that flips up, which is really handy. It's 12 megapixels. It's not bad. It's okay. It works. Mm.
Yeah, not too shabby, man. That's another thing that Power Director for Android just opened up green screen usage. So now you can actually use chroma key with Power Director for Android.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, cutting out the entire middleman. You can do all your green screen editing right on Power Director with so all you really got to do is order a green screen and then apply your overlay in Power
Right.
Director with chroma key.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I said it's an extremely powerful editing source for cell phones. That's the reason I use it. My objective, and this is the objective I tell everybody, as long as YouTube stays fun
Yeah.
and easy, I will continue doing it. The moment it becomes work and a job, I will stop. So
Right.
the simpler I make YouTube, the more I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. I gotcha. I started YouTube back in 2007 when I just put my comedy videos on there, and then I just started putting videos up there, and it wasn't until recently, a little over a year ago, I started vlogging, and then when I got into drones, I started the Artco channel, this channel,
Mm-hmm.
which is I think it's only about, let's see, here we are in May, and I started in October, so it's been about 7 months, and
Yeah.
I'm closing in on 600 right now, which
Very
is,
nice, man.
yep.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
Heck yeah. Yeah, just keep things fun, entertaining, be yourself, man,
Yep.
and try to be as honest as possible, and people will gravitate to your channel. It's really easy.
Yep, and I'm learning to be a better editor and making my videos look more professional than
Sure.
my earlier stuff, which was just basically here's the video with some text in it, and that was it. No music or nothing.
Well,
Now,
you know, we all had to start somewhere. If I went back to my original video I posted on YouTube, I'm sure I sounded like a dunce.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
After 2 years of editing, I'm pretty sure I sounded much better and stronger, and I was more confident in myself. And then by my third year, I'm pretty sure I just became one of the family.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the
so
drone community is, we got a bunch of great people. I was blessed with a few drone vloggers who saw one of my videos and decided, hey, let's help out this guy. Next thing you know, I've got a Mavic Air with a hard case. And not only that, but they sent me a hard case from my Phantom 3. And another
now
vlogger sent.
you wouldn't happen to be talking about Mr. Drone Crush now, would you?
No, that would be Bill the drone reviewer.
Bill the Drone Reviewer,
Yeah.
right on.
hmm And then someone else sent me a Tello. I love that little drone. And that same person
Nice,
gave me the green screen.
excellent, man. It's a very helpful community.
Yep. And now I'm finding out that I've got a smooth Q coming my way, which is awesome. That's one of
That's
those.
pretty amazing.
Yep. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to try and get some sunrise videos, do some live streaming with that, and that'll be a lot of fun. Now that the sun's coming up a little earlier here, and we're getting nicer weather, I think we'll have some really good sunrises and sunsets here in the Denver area.
Yeah.
Mm,
Denver, Colorado. That's where actually I used to ski the back bowls of Val, Colorado up there.
right?
And
Mm,
yeah, I think we did Copper Mountain.
yeah.
Yeah, we where were we at? Trying to think of where my aunt and uncle stay at. They stay near trying to think of what it's called. Right in between the mountains, kinda. It's really weird. Ugh.
Down the
I don't know,
foothills,
man. It's huh?
down the foothills, or up in the mountains
No,
there.
no, it's definitely up in the mountains. There was I'm trying to think of where.
Oh,
Dude, I
Winter
haven't been there
Park,
in like
Winter
since
Park.
2002. No, no, heck no. All the mountains are like 10 to 15 minutes from where they're at.
Oh, okay, Georgetown then.
Maybe
Breckenridge,
what's another couple places?
Breckenridge.
Breckenridge.
Okay,
That's also the we skied Breckenridge as well. They stay in
right.
the Breckenridge area.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Yep. Okay.
So, have you ever
Hmm.
been to Bridal Falls?
I have not.
Okay, that's right along I-70 at Idaho Springs. That's where Tim and I flew our drones at that waterfall that's right near the interstate where the water wheel is, and that was a lot of fun. hmm
Sounds like you guys had a good time.
Yep, yep. So I'm gonna try and do some more droning around Colorado, go to some of the interesting places, and get some photos and videos of uh, unique places here to Colorado.
Well, if you can ski Val, like if you can hit Val, or you can climb up the back bowls of Vale.
Yeah,
Take that sucker up to the top, man. As long as you're on a steady climb going upwards,
right,
up the side of the mountain, you can go higher than 400 feet, and then
right,
you're allowed to go 400 feet on top of the structure.
right. That's
So
that's true. There's a
yeah,
place called Mount Evans that you can drive up to the summit and fly the drone there. But I have an issue with my lungs. I get altitude sickness when I get up
Ooh.
past 8,000 feet. So,
I would say 8,000 feet, man. Is there even a mountain that's higher than 2,000 feet in Colorado?
oh, we have most of the, we have more 14,000 foot peaks in the lower continental United States than anywhere else. We've got like 50,
Interesting.
yeah, we've got
I,
50,
I,
14,000 foot peaks here.
I thought the Smokies were taller than the mountains in Colorado.
No, we're
I
much
could be
taller.
wrong about that, but 14,000 feet, bro, that's absolutely insane because you stop losing oxygen at 10,000. Most people can't breathe without an oxygen mask at 10,000 feet. So
Yep,
yeah, interesting.
yep.
That's
Uh,
why pressure cabins or jets are pressurized cabins after 10,000 feet.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see why you would have a problem breathing at 8,000 because you're only 2,000 feet away from running out of oxygen.
Yep.
I think
Mm-hmm.
most people have the problem you have. I think at that point.
Right. And
Well,
we've
listen,
got.
Art. It's been.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Uh, I I know you gotta go, so thanks for coming on, and
Sure.
you have a great evening and have a great weekend.
You too, sir. I'm like I said, I'm back to the job here. I got to get back to what I was doing. But yeah, good
Okay.
talk, man. We'll have to do this again sometime.
Okay, sounds great.
All right. Have a good one, Art.
All right. Bye bye.
Later.
All right, that was Dan, the drone worship executioner. Anyway, all right, Joe's Drone Life, welcome to the show. Last Drop, welcome to the show. Drone Shots, all right. Oh yeah, a docking station, yeah. That sounds like a good idea. Drone Shots, cool. All right, so let's see. So yeah, I want to thank Dan for jumping in. The drone worship the executioner. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, Rapid City, Michigan. Okay. Okay, cool. Uh, well, and that's what's going on. And been using a lot of these little USB drives to store video and stuff like that. And so I'm just got a lot of stuff plugged in. MZ2 Red Eye, welcome to the show. All right. And if you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Uh, we're working real hard. Let's see what my numbers are right now. I'm at 539 and climbing. All right, so we're doing great here. So a lot of people are doing stuff this weekend. This is why it's kind of a Spartan show tonight. Not a whole. It's not really structured like I usually do it, but in 2 weeks we'll have Chris Hope on. That should be a fun show. What else? And it's looking nice out. It's cloudy out, so And I know I'm going on blah blah blah. And okay. And so yeah, if you want to make, here we go. Here's my little tip jar. I'm gonna put that in. If you want to send me a couple bucks, that'd be cool. We're going to be doing some. Oh, yeah, I want to show you something. You've probably seen a few of these. These are fossilized coral, not quite a Petoskey stone, but these are the ones I polished up. So, drone worship, if you get a chance, find some agates for me. Send them to my address. So, oh, here's a big one that I've got here. Yeah, one of my high school classmates sent me a box of these, and I polished them up. And oh, here's a really pretty one right here. This one's kind of pretty. Yeah, so I got into, and here is a Petoskey stone. So I don't know how, if that shows up any good. So what else is going on? Everything is looking good. We'll put that back there. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some upgrades here in the studio. I'm going to add a mixing board here where I could do some sound effects, and I could run a sound effects machine through it, and then I could finally use this microphone again. Yep. And all I need is just a little one. They'll have two ports. Elk Rapids, okay. Elk Rapids, I gotta look that up. Elk Rapids, Michigan. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you are on the you're on the east arm of the Grand Traverse Bay. Cool. Cool. Oh boy, I would love to live there. Then I could go fishing at Elk Lake and Lake Skigamog. And there's a bunch of lakes. And then you got Grand Traverse Bay, Lake Leelanau. That's another pretty place to go. You could take a canoe ride, and that'll take you right out to Lake Michigan, which is cool. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Quadfather, welcome to the show. Quadfather FPV. Cool. So, yeah, oh boy, I'd love to live in Elk Rapids. But, I gotta be where it's conducive to a single guy who's about to retire in a few years. So I gotta move somewhere where uh, the cost of living isn't so high. Oh, that'd be great. Okay, so yeah, my address. I'll get that up there real quick. Yeah, so that's where you can send me your rots, your chocolates, your candy. I love to. I love candy, especially chocolates. Tootsie Rolls, I love those. So you can send them to me at that address. So, Rick Halbert, welcome to the show. Cool. All right, looks like the gang is finally piling in. Uh, so right after I do this, I'm gonna switch on over, go over to Pusa Studio, and say hi to everyone over there. Love that show. They've given me so much good advice to make this channel better. I changed up my banner so that looks much better. What else did I do? Oh, I changed up my about section, streamlined that. I made that better. I think that's why my numbers are getting better. And I'm doing some improvements on my playlist, and I think that's helping out a bit too. So, and just networking with people at different live streams, going in, saying hi, and getting on panels that gets your face out there, and that helps you out with building your channel as well. So I'm really excited to get this channel going, and this channel is really going places. My fishing channel, it'd be nice if I could get that to where I could get that up over 1,000 subs on that. And don't forget, I have another channel. It's my political channel called Arts Place, where my co-host Lloyd Mendenhall, the grumpy vlogger, will be on my show. He'll be my guest, my co-host. So we'll be talking about political events of the day, uh, happenings here in Colorado. You probably heard about the school shooting that we just had this week. We'll talk about that and how the Democrats are already exploiting that. And so I don't want to get too political on this channel. So go over to Arts Place tomorrow at 12 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That would be 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So that should be a good show. Lloyd is he's just a great guy to have on the show. It doing a show by yourself for an hour, that's hard to do, but I've done it for many years. I started Arts Place in 2000. No, it was, I think it was 2011. I started it, and that was over on an internet radio program called Blog Talk Radio, and I did that for 2.5 years, and then I got out of it, and then I've got an Arts Place Facebook page. So what I do after the show, I load it up on my page, and then if you miss it, you can watch it again there. So, and that's what's going on. I got a cooking channel, but I don't really do anything with that. But it's there. Who knows what I'll do with that down the road. Drone shots. Okay, cool. We got 7 people here. Don't forget, in 2 weeks, Chris Hope will be on the show. And that is what's going on here. So, be nice to have a well, thank you, Rick. So there's only one way for me to go, and that is up. And I'm learning so much from all the different vloggers to help improve the show. I even follow Casey Neistat too. I watched some of his stuff, and that guy, the way he does his videos, it just that's the kind of quality that I want to strive to. And I think I did a little bit of that on that one video that really kind of pushed me out there. Never had you down for Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, the Arts Place, my radio show, that was a conservative talk show, and I had some pretty heavy hitters on that show. I had former Congressman Bob Beaupre on, former state GOP chair Dick Wadhams. I had former Colorado state senator and president of the Senate, John Andrews, who also worked in the Nixon administration as a speechwriter. And he was the first person to resign after Watergate was uncovered, and and he's also from Michigan. I think he's from the Grand Rapids area, and he moved out here and got involved in politics. Like, oh, not Casey, Art, you're killing us. He's a walking lump of cheese. Okay, MZ2 Red Eye. Okay. And so I had some pretty heavy hitters. I tried to get Thaddeus McConnor to come on Art's Place, but he's not down with the technology to where he sits at a computer or a tablet and do a video streaming. I'm like, oh, I guess we're just not as good as being on Red Eye. No, he's the star of Red Eye, so we're just a lowly vlogger on YouTube. Alright, well, I think I'm going to cut it out. I want to thank you all for coming to the show. Rick Halber, MZ2 Red Eye, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Drone Shots, Mel, thanks all of you. And Dan, the drone worshiper, thanks for coming in. It's been fun. It turned out pretty good for kind of doing this show on the fly. So thank you very much for coming in, and you all have a great weekend and a happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye.